Hello, my lovely Virgos. Welcome to your June 2019 reading. This is a general reading for you, my lovely Virgos. It is a reading for Virgo sun, rising and moon sign. Also listen to your rising and moon sign. Some months they will resonate more for you than your sun sign will. And I get this overall sense with you, my lovely Virgos, that the moon is going to play a very big part for you in June. So we will explore that as your reading unfolds, but I just get this sense of the moon's going to have a tremendous meaning for you in June, and it's certainly going to impact on you in June. So this is a general reading, as I said. If you would like a private reading with me, you can follow the link below to my website and you can book a reading from there that's going to be more specific to you. This is for all Virgos. How I read is that I tap into the collective Virgo energy for the month, and so I read the general Virgo energy that is there for you this month. Timing will also be different because for some of you, your natal charts are all different. So some of you, things will happen a little bit before, or as I say it's going to happen, or a little bit later. So, it's always variable. It's always good to listen to past months as well, because they sometimes unfold in the months ahead. So let's have a look at what's here for you. So as I said, I feel like the moon's going to play, this is what my guides are saying to me. The moon is going to play a very big part for you in June. I also feel like there's something you need to give voice to. There is something that you need to say. There is something that is best not left unspoken. So it's something to do with you. It's about you giving voice to something that is impacting on you, is affecting you. It's going to be different for all of you. It's about speaking up, putting your viewpoint forward, and being heard. So, which is a funny thing to say with Virgos, because Virgo, you don't have a problem with being heard, with putting your viewpoint forward, which is really a good thing. A lot of signs have to work hard at getting to that point, but it's about you reaching that point. The first card that I've got here for you is the moon, funnily enough, the moon, and the moon is it's the moon dictates so many things. The moon and our moon sign is really our true self. The moon sign has more significance than your sun sign. The sun sign is the you that you project to others, how other people see you, how other people view you. The moon, however, the moon energy, your moon sign, is your subconscious, is your true essence, is the true you. And so it's what's going on in behind the scenes, if you like. Behind the scenes, the true character of you. It's very, very telling. The moon also can speak of, it looks, when there's a full moon, people say, oh wow, isn't the moon bright tonight? The moon doesn't have its own light. It takes its light from the sun that is reflected from the opposite end of the earth and is reflected off the moon. And so it appears that the moon has its own light, but it doesn't. It's a reflection. It's a deception. It's not real. It's not really bright. It's a satellite. It's a dark thing in the sky, but it bounces light off the sun, which gives it this illumination. So that speaks to me also of deception. It's about what is hidden, what is behind the scenes. Now, it can be self-deception, not seeing things the way they really are, and we become experts at self-deception. If we don't want to believe something, if we don't want to see how something really is, we can fool ourselves quite cleverly. So there is looking, it's a month of looking behind the scenes, reading between the lines. If someone says something, don't take them at face value. Delve beneath the surface to see, well, what's the motivation? What do they want? What is their motivation in doing this for me, in saying these particular things? It's going to be different for each of you. But the moon speaks of that. The moon also speaks of intuition. It's the divine feminine. I could go on and on and on about this card. It's the divine feminine. It's intuition. So trust your intuition. Trust your inner guidance. Male or female, it's about your intuition. Trust that inner guidance. Trust your feelings about particular things, okay? Because this is, it's a water sign. It's water. Water is, the water signs are intuitive. They deal on an emotional level, and intuition comes through on an emotional level if something doesn't sit right with you, if it doesn't feel right. That's what we say. Okay, so there's a lot going on here already in the beginning of June for you, my lovely Virgos. So be aware of that. Be aware of that. And I feel like saying to you, when you stand back and observe, you sort of see through situations. You see to the truth. You see what people are trying to hide from you. And it can be something big for some of you. It can be small things for others. It could be children that aren't telling the complete truth to you, but you just have this sense, this parental sense of what's going on. So that's really interesting. It's also interesting for you if you can find out what the moon's doing. When is there a full? And I'm not an astrologer, but the moon cycles are going to have an impact. When the full moon hits in June, you're going to really feel it. It's going to really impact on you. You're going to really feel the stirrings of it. So it's going to be a big month for you astrologically as well, because what that triggers for you is a really active dream life. It's a really active dream life. You could feel like you're not sleeping well around that particular period of time. There's tossing and turning. There's things going through your head, mulling through your head, which is keeping you awake. But when you do sleep, you're going to get messages through your dreams. Dreams are going to be quite active, and it's important that you pay attention to what your dreams are telling you. There are messages that are coming through for you in your dreams, which is connected to the moon cycle. So that's going to be something for you to observe, something that's really going to be very interesting. All in all, it's going to be an emotional sort of month. Your emotions are going to come, and it's not, and I don't mean emotional in that you're going to be, in turmoil or cry, or it's just that your emotions are going to be stirred, and you're going to have a real connection with your emotional self as to instincts and what you're feeling about particular things as well. Okay. What my lovely Virgos, you've got the Two of Cups here, and what I hear is for those seeking a relationship, for those seeking a soulmate, for those seeking a commitment, this is the month for it. This is the month for it. This is the month for love coming your way, love being strengthened, someone making a commitment to you, you making a commitment to someone, meeting that significant other. This is what your deepest desires are. This is what you're seeking. This is what you're wanting here. And if that's what you're wanting, that's what's going to manifest for you into your reality. This is the moon stirring these emotions in you, this need for progress or movement in a relationship, connection with someone significant in your life. It's time for that, and June is going to be the perfect month for that. And I'm talking the first 2 weeks of June. This is all going to happen. I feel like you're going to start feeling these emotions coming in and having a connection with those right at the very beginning of June as well. So there is potential there for a romantic connection, meeting that significant other, or if you have met that significant other, making a commitment in that relationship, strengthening of an existing relationship, a deeper understanding of a significant relationship. And I also want to say that for some of you, that's going to be with deciding that to have a child, the birth of a child. That's going to also cement, and that's the word that I'm hearing from my guides. It's going to cement your relationship. It's going to give it that really strong foundation, and I really like that. I really like that. For those of you that are embarking on a new relationship, it's also going to be on very good footing. So that cement that's coming in, that grounding, that cementing of this belief that you have, that you know, seeking someone, it's going to create really good foundations. And how that's going to manifest, the person that we're talking about here is male or female. You've got the King of Cups, which is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio person, sun, rising or moon sign, or someone that's got those qualities, someone that's really sensitive yet in control. That sounds funny, doesn't it? Emotional yet in control. Very nurturing and giving and loving, and someone that's going to really enjoy spoiling you, or if it's someone in your life, someone that does spoil you, that looks after you, that pampers you. This is what's coming up for you. For those of you that are seeking a relationship, I feel like this is the person that's going to come into your life, someone with those qualities, or someone that is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, sun, rising, moon sign. So kings are really strong. So this person is really strong, really confident, solid in that it, you know, has direction in their life. There's this solidness about them, but there's also this soft, caring side, this nurturing side, this side that's wanting to spoil you and give you all these wonderful things. This is all coming about for you in June, and I really like that. That's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. What's in your past position here? You've got the Devil card, and this is, for some of you, this is going to unfold for you in June. For some of you, it's already been unfolding for you in April and May. And it's about choices and decisions that you're needing to make, and what's your motivation for making those choices and decisions? Are you being true to yourself, or is somebody else pulling those strings? Is somebody manipulating you to make choices that you don't really want to make, but you're going to, oh well, I'll keep the peace, I'll make these choices because they're stronger than I am, I don't want to rock the boat. You know, what emotional manipulation's going on here? Is it someone emotionally manipulating you to make choices and decisions that they're wanting you to make? Or is it you manipulating somebody else to make the choices that you want them to make? So that can go either way. And it's something that is in for some of you in the past, it's already happened. And for some of you, it's unfolding in now and in June. So throughout June. So any choices and decisions you make, you've got to be clear, you've got to be honorable, you've got to really understand what your motivation is for making decisions and choices, and don't allow other people to pull your strings. And if it's you pulling the strings, be aware that manipulation really is not very successful in the long term, in getting people to see your point of view. That's going to be really important for you. As we move along in June, there is certainly, you know, and I think this relationship is what causes this movement. There's this movement, there's this passage out of difficulties, this passage out of from one phase of your life to another. So there's something that's going to happen in June that is going to change things in your life. It's your perspective's going to change. For some of you, it's a change in perspective. For some of you, this strengthening of your relationship, this greater commitment in your relationship, takes you from where you are to a better place, moving you forward, something you've given a lot of thought to. You know, this is the Six of Swords, and Swords is always an air sign. It's about thinking, it's about communication. And this is offering you, my lovely Virgos, a passage from where you are to where you're going. And this is, you know, to week 2 and 3 for some of you in June, is going to offer you this passage out of the past into the future. So you're definitely, my lovely Virgos, in June, you're definitely moving from one phase of your life to another. So there is this movement that's happening here. There's a movement that's happening in your life in June. So you're going to see changes. You're going to see things coming about differently. So there's changes of sorts coming to you, coming about for you. And I really like that. I really like that. It's like you're on this journey in June. This is a journey, and what I see is a bridge from May to July. And once you cross that bridge, which is June, once you cross that and get to July, things are going to be very different. For some of you, it's attitude and perspective is going to be very different. For some of you, it's going to be a complete change in your life, in how you're doing things and who you're doing things with. This person that you're going to meet here is really going to have quite an impact on you. It's going to be quite an impact on you. And, you know, when you're moving, you know, from, you know, the 10 of Wands, when you're moving through these stages from one stage to another, from one phase of your life to a new phase, don't only take with you that which you need. The 10 of Wands is completion. It's a completion of the hardships. It's a completion of the battles. It's a completion of jumping hurdles. It's a completion of all the difficulties. That's all done. It's a completion of everything that you've had. That's, you know, for some of you it's heartache, for some of you it's a relationship, for some of you it's work, for some of you it's finance. It's different for all of you. You know, starting up a new business and it's been a little bit difficult, it's going to start to ease. Now, it's also about, this card speaks of the lessons that you've had, the lessons that you've been through. Take with you only what you've learned. Don't take with you the regret or the grudge or the hatred or the need for revenge or you know, the pain. That's going to weigh you down. That's going to slow your progress. So don't make it rods on your back that you're really going to have to, you know, you're going to take with you and you're going to drag them into the future. Leave those behind and take with you, make your burden lighter, and take with you what you've learned, how you've changed, how it's more defined where you're going and what you're doing and the new start you want to have. That's going to be more important, my lovely Virgos. That's going to be more important. So have a think about how you're moving forward and do it with a light heart. Do it lightheartedly. Because then on top of that, you've got the death card. You've got, and that's not it's not a bad card. It's simply saying to me, this is about completion. This is about completion. This is about completion and rebirth. The death card to me is always like the phoenix that rises out of the ashes, you know, where that you think there's a fire and everything's gone, and the phoenix rises out of the ashes to live again, to be bigger and better than they were. And so to me, the 10 of Wands is about a completion of a cycle. It's a completion of a phase that you've been through. And the death card is also reinforcing that. It's the completion of the hardships. It's the completion of the heartaches. It's the completion of the sadness or the loneliness or, you know, whatever it is for you. For some of you, it's completion of working somewhere that you've absolutely hated, and it's time now to move forward and to move on. So it's going to be different for all of you. But there is completion and rebirth, which is what the death card stands for. It's the endings of a phase for rebirth, which is what I've said to you. It's, you know, from May to July, June's in the middle, and June is where you're going to be reborn. June is where you're going to see new things opening up for you, evolving for you, evolving for you. You know, you've also got the Four of Coins here, and the Four of Coins or the Four of Pentacles is about holding on. Now, what I'm hearing is don't overspend in June. Don't make impulse purchases. Don't buy anything big. Of course, if you're buying a house and you've signed the contract and that's all happening, well, that's all been done prior, so that's fine. But it's more about impulse buying, spending needlessly, thinking, oh, well, I deserve that, I'm just going to buy it. It's about really being mindful of your pennies, being mindful and not overspending, because I feel like in July you're going to need that. You're going to need that there. So don't be overspending. For some of you, it's about holding on to what you have, and being mindful. You're saving your money. There's something that you're planning to do that you're going to need your money for. You're not giving it away needlessly. You're not spending it frivolously. It's really about, well, I've earned this and I'm going to hold on to it, and I'm going to save it and keep it for when I need it. Keep it for a rainy day. So finances are going to come up in some form or another for you in June, and I'm feeling like I'm moving towards week 3 and week 4 of June. So towards the end of June, there's going to be a need to be mindful of your spending, or you're going to want to save for something. Are you saving for a holiday? Are you saving for a purchase? Are you saving to buy something further down the track? So there's this energy of saving your money as well. So not spending it frivolously, but saving it for when you will be needing it. And your final card is the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Coins, and that is male or female, and it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here, sun, rising or moon sign. And for some of you, I feel like this is you. This is you. By the end of June, you're going to be really sitting pretty. You're going to be sitting there thinking, well, I've done well with what I've processed and how far I've come, and I'm really proud of how far I've come. I've done really well with that, and you're really pleased with that. You're in control. You know that things are going to start falling into place for you, and it's going to take you into July where things are going to start falling into place for you. So it's a really, really good month, I feel. For some of you, this is someone that is there for you, that is a guidance for you. They're going to be guiding you and helping you. So it's someone that's around you that is a support for you as well. Third eye's lit up. So it really is, as I said in the beginning, the first 2 cards for you were about your intuition, your inner guidance. So follow that as well, because it's not going to lead you astray. But you are on the path to fulfilling everything that you're wanting to fulfill. What's going to make you happy? What's going to make you at peace? What do you want to create? What sort of reality? What sort of world do you want to create? You're well on the way to doing that. You're well on the way to doing that. So I really like that. I really like where that's taking you. By the end of June, you're really in a good place. You're really set up in a good place for July to come along, and take you further. Open up that path and take you further as well. I'm going to give you a card from the Oracle of Visions this time, so and see what is there for you. Let's see what cards you get, my lovely Virgos. It's going to summarize it. Quite a good month for you. I feel like there's endings, but new beginnings coming up as well, which I really like. Right, let's have a look here. Okay, so what you've got here is this card here, which is absolutely beautiful. Here's you, Mr. and Mrs. Confident, Mr. and Miss Confident over here. This one, standing really strong. And you've got this ship up in the air, which is an air sign, which is swords again. It's communication, it's thinking, it's learning, it's knowledge. But it's about going forward into new horizons, exploring new lands, and that's not literal, not physically, but it's exploring new opportunities. It's exploring a new way of doing things. It's exploring how your life's going to change and what you want to bring into it. And that's what this is, going forging ahead, but you're doing it with confidence. And it's this Queen of Pentacles here, this Queen of Coins, which is you, that is that confidence that's moving forward, that is moving forward, you know. And I just want to see some detail here because these cards are absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so it's, you know, there's a lot of wind. So there's a lot of wind, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of air. So wind to me is air, it's movement, it's movement. But here you've got this light. So you're going to know where you're going. Your path is lit. And so that to me is, it's karmic. It's going to unfold for you. You're on this journey that is karmic, that is going to be there for you and unfold for you. You know, beautiful colors, beautiful sunrise, or, you know, in the sky ahead. It's being illuminated so that your new place is being illuminated, where you're going. It's going to be very clear to you where you want to go and what you want to do and what you want to achieve, with a fabulous confidence. And because there's a lot of wind there, you know, the flags are flying over here, and there's wind, there's movement. So that to me is movement. It's energy. It's energy, which is absolutely fabulous. So that's that sort of month that you're going to have, that's coming up for you in June, which is absolutely wonderful, my beautiful Virgos. So I hope that resonates for you. I hope that you understand the reading. Also listen to your rising sign and your moon sign for more detail. And if you would like a personal reading with me, then you can follow the link below to my website and book a reading from there. Many blessings to you, my lovely Virgos.